Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Queen of Wands. This is someone with a lot of ambition, a lot of kind of a very fiery personality. Now, I don't know if this is perhaps you, if this maybe is an older female energy in your life. Okay, it could be mom, could be grandma, could be an older sibling. Let's put this into some context. This is somebody that really truly does mean well, but sometimes they might come across as a little bit short-tempered, a little bit kind of like easily riled up. Does that make sense? Let's see what other cards we've got today. Oh, look at that. Princess of Pentacles. Now we've got this dynamic, more of a family dynamic, right? So there could be an older female energy in your life, and the Princess of Pentacles could be representing you. Of course, this could be representing a younger person in your life, a child or something. But I feel like this is some energy that is pushing you, encouraging you always to be your very best, to do your very best, right? Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, see a Nine of Pentacles. A Seven of Wands. Yeah, that's not always easy. Six of Wands. And look at that, the World or Universe card. To me, the World or Universe card is really the unmanifest potential of which this card, this card represents the manifested potential, right? The actual accomplishment. So I do feel like there's some energy pushing you into, I don't know, if maybe you have a parent that was kind of really pushes you to be like an overachiever. But there's there's this fiery energy behind you. Somebody was really, really like kind of always on your butt about stuff to just like keep doing better, keep doing more and more and more, right? Somebody really is pushing you. And we're going to do the rest of our cards here, but I wonder if we've got the Tower, Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Hanged Man. Interesting. I wonder if this was someone in your life. Perhaps it's a parent, grandparent, older sibling or something. I don't know that they're still in your life, okay? Because I feel as if you're kind of reaching a point where you stop listening to that pushy energy, right? We got all this fire here, and it's through the earth energy. It seems like it's kind of becoming water, right? And it seems like it is kind of a conscious decision. And maybe you're starting to realize that the things that you've been pushed toward your whole life, the kind of achievements that, if this represents one particular person, what they were pushing you toward maybe is not really what you want anymore, right? Maybe you're learning kind of an easier way to go about becoming your best self, fulfilling your potential, achieving what you're meant to achieve in life without this kind of fiery, rather pushy energy. Does that make sense? I do feel like you are accomplishing a heck of a lot. And maybe we are reaching a point here with this Universe card where you say, okay, enough is enough. Now I want to start enjoying what I'm accomplishing, right? I think the Tower card here represents kind of a door. It's kind of a turning point. This is where things kind of get to a critical mass and you say, enough is enough. Let's start, let's bring this water energy in. Let's start enjoying what we've built. So this could really be, there may not be this older female energy in your life that you can think of right now, but maybe you'll think of it later. Maybe this is simply that ambition, right? Pushing you to achieve. Well, now with that Tower energy, you say, okay, I've achieved, right? Now I want to enjoy this amazing achievement, So I think the Tower in this case is a real breakthrough, a real kind of a doorway or a turning point for you where you can start enjoying this amazing future that you've been building, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card before we get too deep into this. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. Whoop, we got a volunteer, and it happens to be the fish in the percolator. The Page of Cups. I love that card. Okay, there is our mystery card. Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, will go right there. Keep an eye on that for us. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this tarot card reading, you feel like you know what that mystery card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right. So I am feeling, especially with the Nine of Pentacles and the Universe card here, that you're achieving something very significant here in physical, in real kind of, everyday dollars and cents, right? I feel like this is really a jackpot for you, a real accomplishment. And I feel like it does kind of open the door to where not only do you have a little bit of freedom now to enjoy what you've gained, built, accomplished, but you've got this realization that life is to be enjoyed, right? So I feel like this is that big win for you, that big jackpot here with this earth energy that allows you to enjoy this amazing future. It really opens the door to, I think, a lot more self-discovery, but a lot more almost luxury, really, but not just with material things. I think a luxury of having the time, the space, the energy to really, really understand what makes you tick. What do you really want out of life? I do feel like there's an older female energy in your life that was very encouraging. We're going to use that word, very encouraging of your success, right? Pushed you to go to school, pushed you into career, really motivated you more, maybe sports, things like that. I don't feel that they are with you any longer. I feel like it is someone that has transcended. Also, I'm getting the impression that there's a new child in the family somewhere. The Page of Cups kind of popped out somewhere here. And this sometimes represents the appearance of new life. Yeah. It's a young child. So I wonder if somebody close to you has had a child recently. And I wonder if that's part of this kind of Tower energy breakthrough that we're experiencing now. With the Tower card, it's usually a very sudden and abrupt kind of change. It's usually this eruption of this new kind of feeling, right? So I wonder if this is something that's kind of hitting you all at once. This realization that there's more to life than this kind of achievement, this kind of ambition. I think that it's kind of it's kind of a paradoxical situation because you're having that realization, I think, after you've achieved a lot here in the physical plane. Then we have this realization, right? So I think it's kind of coming at a perfect time. For some of you, this might literally be suddenly the realization that there will be a new child in the family, and that's causing a real abrupt shift in your focus from the earth fire ambition to now the earth water kind of nurturing ambitions. Does that make sense? Kind of going from this kind of career focus or this very business world focus to now the family business focus. Yeah. So for some of you, it's going to be that the kind of the sudden realization, oh, we're having a kid, which in my experience is really a joyous feeling. It really is. My wife and I have a 3.5-year-old who actually picked out my outfit today, and I think she did a wonderful job. My wife usually helps me out with the wardrobe. She's got her own channel, my wife though, not my daughter. She does tea leaf readings at Ula, tea leaf readings. That's ULA tea leaf readings. Marvelous, marvelous stuff. But that was kind of our experience where we discovered one day that we were going to have a child, and that really shifted our focus around in life. It made us realize what things are truly important to us. And it doesn't mean that we're not still focused on the material success of trying to achieve and accomplish things. But it's almost as if this fiery motivation has taken a different color to it, There's different reasons behind this kind of ambition. And it is, there is more of this influence of this water energy that says, hey, we've got to enjoy life. We've got to enjoy each other. We've got to enjoy the time we have. Right. And the last 3.5 years have gone by so fast. I remember when she was, this big, and now she's almost as tall as my wife, but, she grows really, really fast, and she's just, it really does pass you by very quickly. Let's take a look at the cards in terms of elements. We've got these three major arcana energies. We've got the world or universe. We've got this sudden kind of change or transition into this hanged man, into this kind of watery energy. This is really, it's almost as if here in this fire energy, we were living for self. It was all about me and what I'm going to do, what I'm going to achieve, because I think that's what this older female energy kind of instilled in us, this ambition, in a very positive way. I think you are accomplishing a lot here. And then the hanged man is kind of this idea of I'm living for what I can offer of myself, So instead of living for myself, I'm now living for myself in the context of my environment, family, friends, loved ones, right? Your inner circle of people, which I think is really, sometimes it comes as a shock. Sometimes it comes as an abrupt awakening. Yeah. So, we've got fire, fire, fire. We've got water, water, and now a third water, which I think is very important that we've got the balance here. I think that's why Spirit gave us one extra card as a volunteer page of cups, because now we've got these 3 fire cards that kind of switch over to 3 water cards. We've got 3 earth cards. We've got, because the universe or the world, it's a Saturn card, but it's mostly earth energy. Yeah. And of course we have our 3 major arcana energies, and we've got just a little bit of air. So the 7 of Wands in the past position kind of feels like maybe like a childhood that wasn't easy. Maybe growing up, parents didn't have a lot. That it was kind of every day was kind of a grind. Every day was a struggle, right? Kind of paycheck to paycheck kind of thing, and maybe even a little bit more uncertain than that. Okay, because this card is kind of like every day is we're up against a really big obstacle. So it's kind of like every month it was a challenge to make the bills, And I think this really has given you some good money instincts, right? Because I think from an early age, you were learning how to hustle. How to make ends meet, how to make do with nothing, how to make $1 out of 15 cents, And I think that this really gave you a lot of ambition. And I think you saw also in this older female energy, if this was a mom or a grandma or an older sibling, or it could be a teacher or a mentor too. But I feel like they were really hardworking, tremendous work ethic. Yeah. And they may have been quite strict. They may have been somebody that was like, kind of really no nonsense kind of person. And they were doing it out of love because they wanted to make sure that you had everything that you needed. Yeah. They want to make sure that the family was taken care of. And I think that you've learned a lot of these qualities. So even if this is mostly you, I feel like you got this from somewhere. Yeah, there is some, and maybe it's more than one person. Maybe it's kind of an ancestry thing. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but I feel like you learn this. You acquire these habits of being good with money, knowing how to be strict with, your budget, and knowing how to really apply yourself even when the odds seem against you. Yeah. And sometimes I think this can make us a little bit short with people, a little bit short-tempered, a little bit frustrated generally. Yeah. But it's working. This energy is working for you. The Six of Wands up here. This is you. This is you wanting to succeed. This is you feeling like the victory of life, right? Because the Six of Wands is all about overcoming the challenges, right? This is about going through a change of circumstances and coming out on top. Yeah, coming out kind of the victor. And I think your idea of victory is to not have to worry about the earth energy, not have to worry about money or finances, or not having to worry about paycheck to paycheck kind of thing, right? This is, at the very least, having a little bit of savings, just a few dollars at least. So I feel like that is a victory for you. And I feel like through this process, you're learning a lot about yourself. You're starting to learn what is really important to you. And I do think that this idea of victory is perhaps changing a little bit, because now maybe the Nine of Pentacles is not so much about overcoming this, overcoming the challenge of like living paycheck to paycheck or whatever. Maybe the Nine of Pentacles is becoming something that you can provide for others. Something that you can offer to others, right? Maybe something that's here when we're gone, some kind of a legacy or generational wealth. Something that's going to really take care of your loved ones. Yeah. And the Princess of Pentacles, sure, is all of your potential, all of your possible achievements, everything you could do in life, you're doing, right? This is the fulfillment of exactly who you are, what your talents and skills are. And to me, this is the realization that, wow, you're achieving everything that you want. You are being victorious over this kind of earth element, right, of finances or money or whatever this earth energy is. You are conquering it. But I feel like it's taken on a whole new meaning for you. Like we've been talking about, it feels like there is now maybe like a deeper reason for all of this. So all of this achievement, because this is really, you're achieving everything you want. Everything you set out to achieve, right? You're getting it all. You're manifesting everything. But I feel like it means something different to you. Or I feel even that there's something beyond this that is really important to you. And I think it's that water energy. I think that the earth, even when we talk about money, is only a vessel. It's a tool for other things, right? And so I think you're starting to look at it that way, and we're seeing now in the future this universe card. The universe card sometimes represents time itself. And I feel like you want something that's going to outlive you. You want something that can reach beyond just the mere kind of day-to-day operations of your life and making sure that you have a little bit of an emergency fund put away. Yeah. I feel like you are trying to grow and expand your life in a spiritual way, in a love way, right? In maybe it's a family kind of way. Yeah. I feel like you're seeing your potential now, not just in terms of the earth, physical, financial kind of energy. Yeah. And you're trying to create something that is going to outlast you, something that is going to be there for the next generations and generations and generations. So rather than, this is kind of like instead of giving someone a fish, you're teaching them to fish, So I feel that this is, I feel like your life has taken on a much larger meaning for you lately. And I think it's with whatever this Page of Cups it represents that kind of leaped out of the tarot deck as I was shuffling, the volunteer card. Whatever this truly is, This is the catalyst for you kind of thinking beyond the box of the earth energy and really realizing not only that you've reached your kind of earthly potential, but now your spiritual potential, right? Your emotional, intuitive potential even. Yeah. Let's go over to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Now, who is the T name? No, maybe I feel like someone's wearing I can't, Spirit showing me images. I don't know if it is supposed to be a cross or a crucifix, or if it's actually a letter T, because it feels like it's an uppercase T and not, like a crucifix would be. It's either a very unique crucifix pendant, or it is the letter T, or that someone would wear around their neck. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I feel like it's gold. Okay. Let's talk about the Tower. Well, let's talk about the Page of Cups in the context of the Tower, because I feel like this card fell down to be the link of how we get to kind of the universe. And again, the universe to me is talking about, like, we kind of want to make our mark on the world. We want to leave something behind of ourselves. That's immortality, right? Leaving something of ourselves behind that outlives our physical vehicle. Yeah. So this is kind of like making a name for yourself, creating a legacy, carving out a piece. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's the family, right? Creating a family. Whatever this is, I feel like this is kind of the expansion of your purpose. You're doing something cosmic in scope now, so it's really good that we had all this fiery motivation to be ambitious, and now that we've achieved this, I do think this is a big jackpot for you. I think these kind of financial worries are going to be gone. But you're going to realize that there's so much more out there that you want to do. And this is what we're focused on. And it is because of this Page of Cups. Could be for some of you representing the appearance of a new child. Okay? But this card is also about following the signs and symbols in your life. And I think maybe you're going to start, if you haven't already, noticing more and more weird things in life. It's, you're playing like an old video game, and the little portion of the wall, the coloring, the way they colored it, looks a little bit different than the wall around it. You can kind of tell that's where you're supposed to, like, push through, Or like objects will will have a little bit of a twinkle, or they will glow or glisten a little bit. I feel like random things in your life are standing out more. They seem like they're not supposed to be there, or they seem like they're kind of being highlighted by Spirit. Those are the things that you should follow. Those are the things that you should investigate. Not with your intellect, but with your spiritual discernment. We'll get there when we talk about the Two of Swords. But the Page of Cups is the fish in the percolator. It is the experience of uncanny situations, may have a causal explanation. You think of, it's a Twin Peaks reference. If you think about a fish in a percolator, how did it get there? Why it didn't swim there? Did somebody put it there? Why would they do that? Right? So it's perfectly logical that, yes, somebody could have brought a fish home and put it deliberately in your coffee pot, or they could have had a fish on the counter and it was alive and it flopped and it jumped in. Possible. But without really knowing for sure, it's kind of one of those strange things that you'll just wonder for the rest of your life. How did that get there? Why did that happen? Why did they say that? Why did I see that? Those are the things that you're focused on more now. And it seems like they are messages from the beyond. And I think they are. They're messages from Spirit. They might even be messages, if this is an older female energy, if it is mom or grandma who's no longer here, that's part of that energy. Because those types of connections, I don't feel they ever truly leave us. Okay? And I feel like you're being given a very distinct message right now. It's important that you pay attention. All right. And that might mitigate a little bit of this Tower energy, because I think that without paying attention to the signs, if we just are skipping through our day and we're not paying attention to what's going on, this change is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. With this, we got this Tower energy. This is revelation. This is prophecy. And this is your sudden realization that your work's not done. This is your sudden realization now that there is like almost a whole new lifetime that you've got to work on, you know? It's kind of as if your true self is emerging from this cocoon, and it's a breakthrough, and it just kind of smashes out of the cocoon, you know, like a baby dinosaur out of an egg. Just all of a sudden, just bang, it just bursts out. And it's that realization of perhaps what your true mission is in life. Now we've hit this jackpot. We can be satisfied here. This is physical earthly success, big time. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles with the Princess of Pentacles. That's nice. That's real sweet, you know. I think this is the sudden realization of what you're supposed to do with that wealth, what you're supposed to do with that success. Okay. If we're following the signs, then we can kind of say, okay, something big's about to happen. So you can sort of prepare for it. But if we're ignoring the Page of Cups, if I put that card back in the tarot pack, right? If I put it back, I didn't leave it on the table, we wouldn't really be expecting this. This would come as more of an abrupt shock, a sudden, like, spiritual awakening. But we left the Page of Cups out. We're paying attention to it. We know that it's here floating around somewhere. We know that there's a fish in a percolator somewhere, and it's kind of up to us to find it. Did any of you ever watch the OA? You guys remember that show? I guess it was the first season. I think they only made 2 seasons of that show, but in the first season, Homer was trying, and I don't want any spoilers here, but Homer was trying to find the way to kind of access the dream world again, or whatever you want to call it, right? And he had to swallow the fish. So the fish is very, very important as the way to maintain our awareness, even like on the other side of things, right? Because the fish is the one down in the water, in the ocean, with the eyes, and is able to swim around and perceive things. It's our focused attention in the unconscious, or in the spirit realm, in the beyond. Yeah. So we can find that fish in the percolator. Now, maybe not literally a fish, right? Maybe you don't like fish. I don't know. But with all this fish talk, I do feel like there is some connection with a fish there for you. Maybe you have fish at home. Don't swallow them. Maybe there's some fish symbolism that is very important to you. Okay, I'm kind of getting that impression with how many images of fish I keep getting. So it may be through that imagery that you come to this awareness, but it's the readiness for this abrupt change. And I do think that it is revealing your true self to you. Spirit is communicating to you loud and clear right now and saying, hey, there is this big breakthrough coming. There is this big kind of leveling up, this big expansion, this big awakening coming in your life. Okay. And it's not something that we really need to reason about. We don't want to intellectualize it. The 2 of Swords here in the position of the environment. 1, it's your attempt to communicate this higher purpose to your friends, family, your loved ones, right? And I think that's important because we have to understand how our decisions, what happens to us, the abrupt things especially, these big spiritual awakenings, those kinds of things have a ripple effect in our life, and it will influence our loved ones, the people around us. We want to make sure that we do keep an open line of communication with our loved ones, right? About what our intentions are, what our plans are, what the next step for our lives is going to be. This card's also talking about us transcending the need for explanations. Yeah, this card is connected with the moon. It's got a lunar connection. We're trying to tap into that psychic energy. We're trying to really receive the the download, the data, the communication from Spirit. Yeah. And I really feel like this tower is blowing the thing wide open to now you're going to be receiving all of this data. Well, we have to be discerning about the data. We have to learn how to refine it. We have to learn how to decrypt it, decipher it. Yeah. We have to learn how to cut away the nonsense, the static, the interference, our own mind, our own chatter, to really allow in that psychic perception, that intuition, that direct communication from Spirit. See, we don't really want a Two of Swords. We want the Ace of Swords. I don't think you're there yet. That's what we've got to work on. And that's what we do with the Two of Swords. We try to trim away all of the kind of junk data so that we can just receive the main message. Yeah. And, of course, you know, we've got the Queen of Cups. That's water on water. This is the immersiveness of your new perspective. See, we've had all this fire into earth, and then suddenly there's this explosion. And what we've got is just this infinite flow of water and love and feeling and depth. And I think that this card is really talking about how during a spiritual awakening, there are a lot of emotions that come out. The first thing people do when they have this kind of spiritual awakening is cry, right? Uncontrollably. It's tears of joy, but it's also tears of sorrow. It's tears of just infinite, you know. So there's going to be a lot of emotions here. And if this is a child, right? If this is a new addition to the family, it's really going to affect you emotionally, whether it's your kid or not. There's going to be a very strong emotional reaction in you, I feel. Yeah. And maybe this is already kind of something that's underway, something that you do already know about, perhaps. I feel like you've been having a lot of dreams lately. Okay, and maybe you have been having kind of ocean or underwater related dreams. I don't know if you ever dream that maybe you're the fish, or if you dream that you're underwater in some way, or you're dreaming something about ocean life forms. Yeah, I feel like that's been a certain thing for you for a while. Okay, and maybe the dreams is really the connection with your emotional body, and by not even analyzing the dreams, writing them down, remembering them, re-immersing yourself in those images. You know, kind of an active imagination, a little bit Jungian here. Write down what you remember of the dream, because even if it's just those words, you'll be able to picture it in your head. It will remind you of what it looked like. And that's the important thing. The words aren't important, but the image, what you saw, right? Or smelled or tasted, I guess, or heard. But it's mostly visual, anyway, in my experience. And then you can invoke that imagery anytime you want. You know, I mean, when you have spare time, not while you're driving or anything. But when you have a moment, you invoke that imagery. And you allow it to take shape. You allow it to expand. You try to transcend your intellectual, rational mind. Don't try to create anything from that. Don't try to do anything in that image. Allow it to evolve and grow and see what other images come through. See what happens in that kind of scenario. It's a very active imagination. Yeah, it's a very, very good practice. That could be the primary way that Spirit is going to send these kinds of messages to you, as well as with the synchronicities and the kind of anomalies in your external environment, you know. The Hanged Man, though. The Hanged Man is us no longer living for ourselves, but living for our higher spiritual purpose. It doesn't mean that you are neglecting your body. A lot of the time people see the Hanged Man, they think of asceticism. They think of the monk who just won't eat, won't drink, just meditates all day. Or the one who renounces everything, refuses to take a bath, right? Refuses to do anything that is for self, right? That's not what this card's about. Not at all. Because if we are going to live for the whole, I was going to say live for others, but we're not living for others. We're living. And we're living in the context of our world. Right? We've got the world card. So we're living as part of this kind of network of consciousness that we're a part of. We're not separate from the environment. You know, what we do does, we have to think kind of spiritually, ecologically. So you're living for the whole. And to do this, you have to take care of yourself and others. Right? What does it say about your ability to care for the world, the universe, if we're neglecting things that we need? So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to indulge the body a little bit. We have to do basic needs. You have a right to enjoy all this physical success that you've been creating. Okay? But now we're living under the auspices of this higher purpose. So I think you really are kind of immersing yourselves. You're realizing that you are a distinct droplet of water. You've got your own surface tension, whatever they call it, of water, right? Your own droplet. This is kind of you willingly jumping into the ocean of consciousness. And that droplet is going to kind of become indistinguishable from everything else, right? In kind of a temporary practice, right? Not like permanently. It's not like you're just going to get lost in the crowd and just you're not going to be recognizable, between anybody else. But as an exercise in this kind of conscious unity. Yeah. That I think you're having this realization that you do serve a higher purpose, and that on a very fundamental level, we are all the same energy. Yeah. So what you do for yourself, the way you take care of yourself, the way you live for self, is also a reflection of how you care for others. What your opinion is of yourself reflects your opinion of other people, and vice versa. What you think of other people, how you treat other people, is really how you feel about yourself. Yeah. So there's a really big shift in our perspective. We're going from this fire to this water, And I feel as if a lot of this emotional energy is being activated in you. Yeah. And this could really be manifesting as a tremendous compassion for other people. The suffering of other people, I think, really is going to start moving you more so than it does now. By the way, were you ever stuck in an elevator? What is the elevator situation? There's something going on with an elevator. I don't know if that's a part of a dream that you've had, or if it has something to do with this kind of spiritual ascension, or if it's maybe going down, maybe an elevator, into the unconscious, into this ocean that we're talking about. But there's some sort of elevator, I don't know if it's a joke or a memory or some kind of an inside thing, but something with an elevator in you, yeah. Okay, this video is getting a little bit long. Let's check the mystery card now. Let's see. I almost forgot about the mystery card. I haven't been paying attention to any of that energy coming from that direction. I don't know what this card's going to be. Also, what's the connection with New York? City or state? You got people there, or you live there, you've been there, or you see that as like maybe you see that as like the kind of the business, Mecca, perhaps. Something with New York. Yeah. Mystery card. I want to see, gosh, I don't know, 6 of Cups, or another World card, or your Power card, maybe the Emperor, maybe not, maybe your opposite, maybe the Justice or Adjustment card. Yeah. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it down in the comments, all right? Let's see. Oh, it's another tower. It's another blasted tower. That's the emphasis here, is on this transition, is on this change. Okay? And I really feel like the tower, the tower can be abrupt. It can feel like it is really disrupting our lives. And I think a couple of things here. One, we don't want the tower to literally destroy the earth, right? We don't want it to literally destroy our tower, So in this jackpot success that you have here, don't let this sudden spiritual awakening turn you into the one who renounces it all, right? Don't throw all of this away through this spiritual awakening, thinking that's how you prove your spirituality, or that's how you embody your spirituality, is by abandoning all of this physical, financial success and wealth and all of this that you've created. Okay, that I think is a big, kind of a big issue with people, right? That they walk away from their earthly life now that they have found spirituality, or a higher or deeper spirituality. They feel like they have to walk away from their earthly life. No, you need it, right? You need it because it is the vessel. Your body, your finances, your physical existence is the vessel of your spirituality, right? You're not a human having a spiritual experience. You're a spirit having a human experience. You need the earth. You need that vessel so that you can have the greatest, deepest, most meaningful and rich experience of being alive as you can. Okay? There's a lot of good things you can do with all of this, with this jackpot, right? With all of this success. There's a lot that you can do with it. Okay? So we've got double tower. One tower is we're kind of ready for it. We're following the fish. The other tower is maybe we didn't put the Page of Cups down on the table and we don't know it's coming. We're not ready for it. We aren't expecting it. Yeah. But I think you are ready. Okay. It's still going to come as a bit of a surprise. We've got to try to maintain our balance. Okay. That's what I was kind of hoping for the Justice or Adjustment card, the balance, the Libra energy, which is your opposite sign, to create kind of that balance, I say we take a look at the extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, you can click on the link in the corner, or there's one down below in the video description. New readings for Aries are every Monday and Friday. I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back, see me tomorrow. All right. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.